Hello everyone, and I have been watching Yokai Watch non-stop, kind of non-stop. But anyways, I have reached to at least episode 60. So I'm going to give you a nice little rundown from episode 25 all the way to episode 60. So, yeah, let's go for it. Oh, anyways, in episode 25, we get an... Actually, I started on episode 23. Yeah, this will be episode 23 all the way to episode 60. But whatever. So episode 25, well, one thing we need to know is that the series changed. They changed. I think this is where season 2 might have actually hit. So, anyways, you get to have Chibun Yao's story in full, where we actually find out, which of course if you guys listened to my previous video, you heard me say Chibun Yao's old owner said he was a loser, especially for getting runned over. He's like, he was a loser. But it turns out because, well, he was a ghost for quite a while, and we still have no idea what happened to his owner. Maybe it happened years ago, but I'm not sure. That's the worst part. And technically, he did go back in time. We don't know how far back in time he went, but he did went back in time to actually live his last few days as a cat. And the weirdest part of it all has to be the fact of, remember when I said the first movie came out? It turns out that around this area, actually the movie should have been later episodes. So sadly for AnimeFlavor, that's where I'm watching it from, they put the movie in the wrong place, which is very, very sad because that ruined everything. That ruined everything. It didn't ruin a lot of stuff, but it kind of ruined that there was actually two bad guys that I had no idea who they were, and I most likely will say stuff about it later in more of the shut the hell up, you stupid stomach. But anyway, so we get to have the full actual story of what happened. So definitely check that out. And oh my gosh, would you shut up? And it turns out that the owner said he was a loser due to the fact of his life is gone, that he actually, and what's even crazy is just the fact of, it wasn't the whole situation where he was crossing the street and he got ran over. It was more the fact of he was a freaking guardian angel, just like what happened in Goosebumps Ghosts Next Door. The fact of both of them saved the person that was in trouble. Yeah, so as for his owner was actually targeted by the Grim Reaper and said, yeah, she has to die. And I'm like, what the freak? And it was so funny, like, but she's so cute though. It's like, yeah, but we don't make the orders. We just take the orders, so we have to kill her. And it was amazing. So the cat straight up tackled him. Oh yeah, his first real name actually was Akamaru, meaning red sword. I guess that's how you translate it. But anyways, he actually tackled her, pushed her out of the way, and he got ran over by the truck. And it turns out that she actually did care. She truly did care about him. And he was like, this is just, you're a loser for just allowing yourself to get killed like this. Because it turns out she only had him as her only friend that she actually can tell anything to, which was very, very amazing. So for her to actually lose the only person, which technically she even dedicated him as her husband. Don't get me started there, but for him to die like this is truly, truly messed up for her. So that was messed up. Alright, next up is classic medals, which is much rarer than the gold medals, aka the legendary medals. So legendary medals are gold, and then you have the classic medals, which I already mentioned in some other video, that they're actually red. Yeah, they're I thought we were bronze red, but they're kind of like just kind of a distinct red. So apparently they are, yeah, very, very rare. All right, next is episode 31, Masterpiece. A masterpiece. This was so funny, and I mentioned this in the Throwback Thursday that is going up, or most likely already is up. So the funny part of it all has to be the fact of you got oh my gosh, oh man, the good all stars of this show. You have Whis being kidnapped. You have Kenta being kidnapped. Chiba got kidnapped. Koma-san got kidnapped, and QB got kidnapped. So they kidnapped 5 people, and he was like, yeah, Mr. Movie Man or Mr. Director or whatever. So, anyways, it's a yokai movie director, and he kidnapped all of them, and he has them hostage. And what they have to do is basically do what he wants them to do, which is a movie. So their movie was Journey to the West, and yeah, it was so funny, especially with the old man that came out of nowhere. The old man, he's like, "Is this good?" And he keeps on giving him the okay sign, and lots of people. Eventually comes to a point where it's like, "Oh my gosh, is he going to say okay? Oh crap, he said okay about this." Is it? It's like, so he was supposed to make sure that he doesn't go off script on Journey to the West. The amazing part is the fact that I think he did so many levels he did, but yet he put the freaking okay sign. So there were so many things. It was kind of like torture because they couldn't say the word hot, but they served hot tea. Oh my gosh. You could not get angry, but you have lots of people pissing them off. You even had 2 girls, which, hey, I have to say, they do have a point here on the whole. The girls make you do things that they don't want to do, and it's like kind of messed up. It's like, come on, you can take out the trash yourself. Why in the world do you want to just come to me and give me the job? But anyways, it's still funny. Oh my gosh, it's just so funny. Episode 31 is definitely a good one to watch. Along with that, it's also Koma-san in a cop short. So like I said, there's so many shorts they did. So this short, a few shorts that they came up with is Koma-san as a cop, a detective, and you have Whis, who actually is the senior detective. And it's kind of funny that Koma-san does not actually listen to him and was able to capture all of the criminals. It was kind of funny. You have one who, the first one I think was, he had a hostage, and maybe that was the second one. Anyways, so they had the hostage situation, and then Koma-san decided to call his mom. As soon as they called his mom, they started talking about what they're having for dinner, and then all of a sudden, the guy that was doing the hostage situation actually came by and said, I'm the one, and everything. I want to talk to my mama. Meanwhile, the hostage is actually able to be freed, and then you're under arrest. That was crazy. Oh man, these and other freaking good ones are in this cop short. Definitely check that one out. So we go to episode 32. Jaminkin is out of jail. He got out of jail off screen. QB makes a return again. He was in episode 31, but he came back in episode 32 as well. And also Minkin showed up as well. That was kind of cool. That was actually a little bit of a battle going on of who actually can make Kenta more attractive, or at least be able to actually get attention by becoming a somewhat model, you know? Which is kind of sad that it ends with the freaking damn cat that he had in his arms. And you're like, I want to take a picture of you. And it's like, okay, so you're taking a picture of him, but you're actually taking a picture of the cat. It's kind of crap right there. It's kind of like, why don't you just take the cat, you stupid idiot? But anyways, yeah, let's get away from that. Episode 34, you have... yeah, episode 34 definitely started the whole Koma-san and Whis being partner cops. That was kind of funny. Yeah, that was a good one. Episode 35, they had a Titanic mixed with Pirates of the Caribbean and Jaws. And I didn't even mention this, but yeah, they have a yokai version of Steve Jobs called Steve Jaws. Get it? Steve Jaws? Yeah, so episode 37, they had a nicer new intro, and then they had Gourmet School Lunch. This is when they first came out with this, and I have a separate video telling you how much I actually enjoy it, which I didn't. I so didn't. It was torture. Episode 39 is truly funny on its own. I don't even have to explain it. The whole entire episode is funny. Episode 44, Chiba got screwed over in the last short slash mini, whatever you want to call it. So in the main series, Chiba got screwed over. He was about to get kissed by one of the band girls, but sadly Kenta summoned him, and the freaking yokai who makes him pick his nose was actually bothering him, which is, yeah, it was really sad. I would say, yeah, I wish he actually caught someone else. So yeah, it's kind of crap. And then later on, we actually have Jibanyo as a teacher. This replaced the cop one because they ended the cop one with Koma-san actually deciding to become a gardener, while Whis actually got shot. He actually got shot, and he's okay now. You know, he's okay, but yeah, oh my gosh. So Chibanyo is now a teacher, and Koma-san is the co-star. He's the one that's the enforcer in the classroom. And one thing you have to know is that Chibanyo wants to beat up these kids, but Koma-san holds them back, saying, "You can't do it. You can't do it. You'll get in trouble." Episode 46. Yeah, this one's actually going to get censored. This one's actually going to get censored. Why? Well, technically Digimon actually showed poop before too. Yeah, in season 1, but they didn't get censored. In this one, you basically have a bear that puts poop on people's heads, and it actually gives trivia. So I don't know if they're going to actually maybe censor this or not censor it, but I know at least the good news is that they did censor the horrible part. The horrible part, just the fact of where it's like the bear actually ate his poop and then he turns into a horrible monstrous form. But instead of seeing that, we saw a cutaway thing, and they just didn't want to show that part. Kind of funny. And they censored themselves so we don't have to get censored. There was a continuity issue. I think it was because of the snakes. Yeah, it was like those mini snakes, and he's like, "What are those?" It's like, you already saw those snakes before in the first season, so why in the world are you still asking what are those if you actually already saw those? Only thing that this episode would have done, well, the episode that's a main episode, well, partly a main episode, would just be the fact of you actually get to understand how the snakes multiply so fast. So actually get more backstory on that. Now episode 46, this is the one where I'm like, oh, hold up. So episode 46, they basically have a kid actually imitating Michael Jackson, and how they explain who it is some old overseas artist. Wow, seriously? Michael Jackson is known all over the place. It's like, you have to mention him. You freaking mention Will Smith, Brad Pitt, and everyone else, and a few others, and you're telling me you don't want to mention Michael Jackson for some reason? Of course, there was a little brawl that happened in Japan where he actually canceled, and for a couple of years, Japan got salty of that, and yeah, so anyways, this is where I was like, they kind of screwed up. This is like, yeah, so this is like the second one. This is where the two old broads from the original one, where they sent Chibanyo back in time, they're trying to separate Kenta from Yokai, and like I said, under here, all they really had to do from the beginning is stop his friends from calling him normal, average. It's like, if you would have done that, then you would actually stop the whole entire thing completely. All you have to do is just make his friends stop saying, "Oh, you're so normal. Oh, you're just an average Joe." It's like, if you get rid of that crap, then he wouldn't have Yokai in the first place. But they called him, yeah. So, anyways, we find out Whisper's true power. So it turns out his true power is to blurt out not true facts. So he actually is trying to fight his original identity. And the way how he does it is by actually keeping the yokai pad very, very close to him, so his special ability won't happen. So yeah, he does have a power. It's just that he's hiding it so that he'll never be plagued by it, because it was very, very plaguing. Oh yeah, it turns out right here, yeah, this is where I said their catalog sucks, and this is where the movie should have been. After episode 47, they should actually have had the movie. There we go. That is it. It's kind of sad too. It's like, you guys most likely should be fans of the animes too. I know that there's so many to actually care about, but it's like you should kind of just take like some days to actually just enjoy the animes you guys got, and then make sure that the sequence is okay. Because as you can see, your sequence sucks. Yeah, your sequence sucks, and what's worse is that episode 50 has something even worse. Oh, episode 48. This is where continuity issues again, where the fact of Chibanyan forgot about what happened in the last episode, where they found out, or he found out, why he kept the yokai pad very close to him, and yet he didn't remember the next one, which is like weird. And of course, they added the yokai encyclopedia at the end of this one, but I don't think, yeah, it hasn't showed up later after that. So then it comes to a weird question, because they split up the 90 episode into a few episodes, so I don't know where it really stands of where is the real episode 49, or heck, episode 48, but whatever. So yeah, in their stance, you got episode 50, but instead of episode 50, they had Renee, a Renee episode, Rinne, which is weird. So I was going to say that, oh, you know what? I think you can actually skip episodes on Yokai Watch, but surprise, surprise, when it turns out that, yeah, Orochi actually showed up in episode 50, meaning, yeah, I would have so missed his intro, because I went to episode 51, they have a new outro, but the worst part about it is that you had Orochi episode 2, or part 2, which is like, oh, frick. Yeah, so Orochi is very, very cool. I definitely would like to have him as a figure as well. He deserves to have a figure as well. So there's like a few figures of Yokai Watch I kind of would like to have. And I hope it's articulated. Yeah, definitely make it articulated, please. Then we got episode 54. I didn't even talk about this, but somewhere around here, they started Yokai Folk Tales. I think actually start at episode 54. Now, the craziest part has to be the fact of where they super diss John F. Kennedy, or I bet they just did it because they didn't want to have anyone wants to sue them, because, well, they put it in the well, anyways, so they had NASA in the Yokai Folktales, and instead of calling the John F. Kennedy Space Center, they called it the Lyndon B. Johnson Space Center. I bet Lyndon B. Johnson will be freaking damn happy of hearing that. Yeah, he will be like, oh, it's such an honor. While John F. Kennedy's like, what the it's like, yeah, I bet he will be pissed off on that one. That's as bad as, well, actually, not John F. Kennedy, Andrew Jackson's about to get dissed by Harriet Tubman. So, yeah, we kind of get a real life version of what happens. Anyways, last one is episode 59, where you actually exploration with Koma-san happens. And I'm most likely we'll talk more about this because it's continuing on after 60. But anyways, this is their new mini-series. And I didn't even talk about the other mini-series that happened. The fact of the one with the teacher, Jiba Meow. So, lots of crap happened. But at the end, after they graduated, Chibanyan got dissed because they're all like, Koma-san, Koma-san. It's like, oh, wow. Seriously? It's like, I bet you're really praising them because you guys would know you're going to get beaten the frick up if he wasn't there. So I guess that's why you're praising him. So anyways, yeah, back to episode 59. Exploration with Koma-san. So, TV show dude, TV producer, actually comes to them and say, hey, I have an idea for an awesome series and you fit the bill. And it was like an exploration where they check out lots and lots of stuff. The messed up part, well, one thing is that his younger brother is going to join him, KJ. The crazy part is the fact that they're faking everything. That is the sad part. They're faking everything. So the first thing they go for is the Loch Ness Monster. And they actually hired a guy to be an eyewitness. And they actually make a paper mache metal version of the Loch Ness Monster. Now the funny part is that even after the very end, you know how Koma-san is. Koma-san now has a rep where it's like the impossible just happens. So at the end of this part of the part one of the exploration, Koma-san actually gets to see the real actual Loch Ness monster in the water. Wow. Wow. So that's how they do it. Anyways, Yokai Watch, I'm still watching it. It's a very, very good series. Really hope it will get dubbed. And it's kind of sad that they did change the names, so I really hope the names are not gonna be that bad. I really hope not. Kind of like what happened with Mr. Mime. Ooh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm still getting you, Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime had a bad name because they didn't see it coming, but you should have been like, hey, wait, why is there a Nina Rand male and a Nina Rand female? That was something that they wanted to do, but they couldn't do it yet. So that means that technically you should have been like, hey, what if that happens? What if it gets so popular that there'll be male and female? It's like, yeah, you guys are stupid idiots. Congratulations, Mr. Mime is now a girl as well. You're dumb idiots. Good job. But anyways, good series. Definitely good one to talk to. Good enough to watch. And also one with Orichi. It actually ended, and it was very, very, very good. The fact that he was looking for Red J. And it turns out Red J was not Jiban Meow, even though lots of people were like, huh? It turns out he was a real actual yokai, and freaking Whisper didn't even think to actually look up Red J just for the heck of it. Red J is freaking damn real, and then now he has another bad guy that he's gonna try to take down, or a powerful yokai he's gonna look for, who technically sounds like Koma-san, but most likely, if he freaking type it in the freaking yokai pad, I bet you actually will find out it's a real actual person. But anyways, that's all I need to talk about. So thank you for watching, and I know this is very, very long, but Yokai Watch is definitely worth watching. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.